Hey, all right. Hold on a second here, guys. Bear with me. Bear with me. Here we go. Can you guys hear me?
And we went to push pause. That feels good.
Hold on a second.
Stress your best.
Oh, God. Just trying something new out, everybody. Trying Streamlabs Studio out. Let's play a little intro, shall we? Alrighty then. Oh God. Just trying something new out, everybody. All right. Let's play a little intro, shall we? All right. What's going on, everybody? You hear me? Good. I figured I'd update my stream a little bit. Update my Streamlabs situation because, I'm using StreamYard like an amateur. And what is this, amateur hour over here? Come on, guys. I guess I'm a professional streamer at this point, huh? It's what I've come down to. That's my life, huh? Professional streamer. I've been doing this for 3.5 years. I've been here the whole time. So Hex is having a lovely day, everybody. Let me just adjust to all of the people in the chat. What's going on? I got a chat highlight box. So let's just see if I can go ahead and highlight some of these people. All right. Chat highlight. Hex going to do a 100x. Yeah, I hope so, man. I hope so. I think it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. Let's see. Yeah, I can't figure out how to pin you guys to the stream. So this is going to be, we're learning together. I got Streamlabs Studio up. What's good, Andre369? What's good, Kaiza? We got Da Weege. Oh, man. What's going on, everybody? Spike, Timothy Harris, Eric S, Red Squirrel, Francis, Jason Smith. What's going on? Another beautiful day in Hexaco. How you people doing? I'm just, yeah, Red Squirrel says we hear you. Good. Trying to figure out how to pull you guys' chats up on the chat highlight, right? Chat highlight. Let's see what we got going on. Source. Maybe the source is what I need to do. Refresh cache. All right. Well, let's see here. Respect for you, sir. Coffee. Thank you, Huddle Dog. Love that. Let's go open. I guess I got to open my chat box on something else. I gotta open it on another window. Oh my God, this is nuts. This is nuts, guys. I gotta do this the way Hexo used to do it. You guys remember Hexologist? The late great Hexologist? Missed that guy. But yeah, we got all kinds of new stuff happening in the Hex ecosystem, guys. Run Uniswap locally on your PC. Unreal. If you guys didn't watch my last video, you might want to check that out. We're destroying the gatekeepers, destroying the corrupt middlemen, Uniswap scum. Now, Uniswap, the protocol, is okay, right? Uniswap v2, Uniswap v3, we like that. But Uniswap Labs is a centralized middleman company. And so it's almost inevitable, right? It's like, what did you think they were going to do? What did you expect they were going to do? Uniswap Labs, they don't have your best interest at heart. They tried to delist Hex off of their homepage, but it doesn't matter because you can download Uniswap v2, ethhex.com, right locally on your machine. You could do that right now if you want to. It's like if you can click buttons, you can run Hex anywhere. You could stake Hex anywhere. You could run Hex anywhere. People don't realize how big of a deal that is. They don't realize how big of updates these actually were. This is true decentralization. And for anybody complaining about having to click an extra button to stake your Hex, oh no, go.hex.com, it doesn't come up my staking anymore. You click an extra IPFS button, buddy. You see all the links on go.hex.com. If you can't click one of those buttons, then I guess I can't help you. Like, let me put it this way. I want to teach everybody how to onboard into crypto, make money, make passive income, make life-changing wealth, right? But in order to do that, you have to be able to help yourself a little bit too. And so if you can't adapt to new changes, and this is such a tiny little change, if you guys can't click another button, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe crypto's not for you in general. Maybe this whole internet thing is not for you. But I think, 99% of people out there are pretty happy about it. Slobs is for noobs, bro. Use OPS. Dude, you know what? But how else would I get my nice little border around my, look at this neon border. It's great. Maybe I will just use OBS because it's giving me a bunch of trouble right now. Can't pull up you guys on the screen. I want to show you guys on the screen. I want to show my favorite comments on the screen. Richard Hart is the patron saint of crypto. I agree. Richard Hart is 1942 Don Julio. Okay. Is that even good? I'm not even sure. Haven't drank in a long time, guys. It feels good. Been more productive in the last month and a half. Oh, it's been a month and a week, I guess. It's been maybe 40 days. 40 days of sobriety. Greetings from the Philippines. Coffee, more power. Yes, more power, Yondam, more power. Sign into chat. All right. I mean, I'm signed into the chat. I see you guys on the YouTube side. Nothing wrong over there. But just the Streamlabs side, you know, it's just trying to pull you guys up. Trying to pull you guys up here. Highlight, chat highlight. Chat highlight. What do I got? Just launch it or something? Press launch. All right, maybe that's all I got to do. Anyway, there should be a button next to all you guys to show you on the screen, but it's okay. It's okay. We're going to survive without it. We're going to survive without it. What's new in the land of Hexaco, guys? Prices are pumping across the board. We're up about double from where we were at the last month. So if you haven't been loading your bags in this last 2-3 months, I don't know what you're doing. Don't know what you've been doing. If you got scared, shaken out by the SEC, I feel really bad because we're almost back to levels from back before that happened, right? We're almost back to the prices that we were at before the SEC scared everybody and did the opposite of protecting investors. By the way, guys, go sign PulsePetition.org. We're almost at 10,000 signatures. We're at 9,000 signatures right now. PulsePetition.org. It's an amicus brief. An amicus brief, everybody. Let me go check it out. Pulse Petition. Let me show you guys on the screen. .org. PulsePetition.org. And hop on over to my share screen. Boom. Here we go. Window capture. We're going to capture Pulse Petition. There we go. If you guys look on the screen right now, this is Pulse Petition. And we got defending blockchain technology as freedom of speech. So it's me, Kinetics, and this guy, Daniel. Daniel wrote the entire amicus brief. And we're almost at, check this out. Look at the screen right here. 9,074 signatures. You guys are awesome. I barely did any work for this. You know what I mean? I just talked about it a couple times. I feel like I dropped it. I let it go. And then you guys picked it up from there. I mean, it's been like a self-perpetuating. This is why the HEX community is unmatched. All right. Who else would be able to get 9,000 signatures organic without even any centralized person shilling it, right? Not even me. I barely did any work. I tweeted about it like 3 or 4 times. I made a video. I've been mentioning it here and there, but everyone else is just picking up the slack. 9,000 signatures, and I don't even think it's been 2 weeks yet, guys. So we're going to get to 10K easily. And I'm looking at the signatures. These are real people. Like the first names, at least, that's what I can see coming in. The first names seem like real people. So we're not getting a lot of fake people, okay? And this is only going to be shared between the court and the judge, right? We're submitting it to a lawyer, and the lawyer is submitting it to a judge. And if you're not okay with that, right? If you're not okay with that, just don't sign it. If you're not okay with the doxing, bro, it's not like, you know, people can just look you up based on any Amazon purchase you've ever made, or, you know, people that are all worried about their online digital footprint. Chances are, if somebody wants to find you, they're going to find you. But I understand. If you want to protect your privacy, there's a couple of things you can do. You know, it's Richard jokingly, of course, refers to using the local McDonald's as your street address. Jokingly, of course. And also, it is possible that people have nicknames or stage names, but I'm joking, of course. And also, there's apps, you know, there's phone number apps out there. Guys, there's phone number apps where you can actually make a new phone number like OpenPhone. That's a hot tip. If you guys haven't run a business before, it really does help to get a secondary phone number. You can use Grasshopper. That's one service. OpenPhone is another one. There's all kinds of services. I think even Google used to give out phone numbers. I don't know if they still do that. But if you're worried about giving out your personal data, guys, I mean, first of all, this is for a good cause, all right? So you're fighting for your freedom of speech. That's what blockchain technology is. And so if you don't want to sign this, well, you know, if a bad law is made, to paraphrase Richard, right, and you could have done something about it, but you didn't, you chose not to, you chose to be a scaredy cat and just, you know, a coward, then it's kind of your fault if something happens that's bad, right? So we're doing what's in our control rather than sit around and try to be online lawyers. Everyone's a lawyer all of a sudden, right? Pretending like they know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. I don't even think Richard's been served. I don't know what's going to happen. But rather than sit around and speculate all day, it doesn't matter. It doesn't move the needle. Okay, you got to realize we don't know what's going to happen. I know that's scary. Okay, but at the worst case scenario, it looks like typically these things end in a fine. And in the best case scenario, there's a lot of negative heat coming for Gary Gensler. The guzzler semen demon himself is not too popular with the powers that be. And so, you know, it's a lot of things could happen. We could get a new election year. We could get some shuffling of the chairs. Let's go back to Streamlabs, shall we? Show URL. What do you mean show URL? It's pulsepetition.org. pulsepetition.org. I've been saying that a lot. So check out pulsepetition.org. I think we can get to 10,000 signatures. Really no problem, guys. And then we can call it a day over there. We can call it a day. Bruce Lee says coffee is speaking facts. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. Look, you don't have to. All of this is optional. You don't have to buy HEX. You don't have to buy PulseChain. One thing about this petition, too, though, is that it relates to you even if you're not in cryptocurrency. You know, a win for HEX and PulseChain and Richard Hart is a win for the entire ecosystem. So people don't realize that we're all on the same team here, and that Richard's been fighting the fight for all of crypto, for actually individuals' personal rights. Your right to have self-sovereign peer-to-peer digital money is being infringed upon, right? That if the government could, which they can't by the very nature of decentralized finance, but if they could, they would come and take all your crypto if they could. They don't want you to have freedom. They want you to be a slave to the existing financial system. And they're going to throw everything at the book at you. Right now, the latest from, you know, the Karen of crypto, Senator Elizabeth Warren, you know, decided to make crypto her little pet project, not realizing that crypto actually benefits humanity massively. But their new claim is that crypto is for terrorist financing, money laundering. It's like, yeah, we've heard this one before. We remember the Silk Road. We remember all that. The reality is about 1% of cryptocurrency is used for illicit finance. You know what the most used for illicit finance is? The good old US dollar. The full faith and confidence of the US dollar is primarily used for illicit finance. Okay. Hamas, whatever you want to, whatever the new boogeyman of the day is, guys, the new boogeyman of the day. But we got Robert Barnes. You know, we already paid for the lawyer here. And it's all good, guys. So we already paid for the lawyer, so you're welcome. You guys don't even have to pay any money. But also, by the way, guys, one last thing I do want to say. We did pay out of pocket, so if you do find this a useful service, and I think this is going to make a big deal, okay? I think this is going to make waves in the case. Because think about it. Any judge with a reasonable amount of empathy and reasoning abilities that has to read that, you know, what the SEC is doing here is disrupted the livelihoods of over 10,000 individual investors worldwide, by the way, not just in the USA. That's another thing. You don't have to be from the USA to sign it. We need to show that we're a worldwide, global, grassroots, organic community, don't we? But if you enjoy this, if you think we're making a difference, and if you want to financially donate, there's a crypto address on here as well. It's all going back to the HEX Legal Defense Fund, okay? So feel free to chip in if you would like. That's the only time I'm going to ask for donations. People get all butthurt when you ask for donations for something, right? Even though you go out of your way and you do it for free. But someone's going to be butthurt out there. I really don't want to hear it. Donate if you want. I'd really appreciate that. I'm sure Kinetics and Daniel would also really appreciate that, you know, dishing out our own money. For the cause, guys, for the cause. Gary looking at 40K comments. What are we talking about here, guys? What are we talking about in the chat? Sorry, coffee, I'm at work, didn't hear entire URL. Oh, it's all good, man. Pulsepetition.org. Sorry if I'm a little snarky today. I've had it with the internet these days. I think maybe I've been scrolling too much on Twitter. I also moved, so I'm tired, but I'm here streaming every day, making a piece of content every single day because, guys, I don't know how much longer we're gonna have to get in at these prices. Okay, I really don't know how much longer. So I'm making content every single day. I'm pushing my course, hexpassiveincome.com, every single day because if you're brand new to crypto, or even if you're only 6 months to a year old, and you're not fully focused on cryptocurrency right now, putting every dollar you can into this parallel financial ecosystem, or at least learning about it, right? You need to learn about being an early adopter before it's too late. I'm not going to feel super comfortable when we're at, 30x, 40x, 50x off of the sacrifice price, telling people, hey, it's a great time to buy, because it's probably not, realistically. Bull and bear market cycles are a real thing. And yes, I do cover all that in Hex Passive Income. I tell people, yep, it's all cyclical. But it's the classic chicken and egg problem, right? I know that when prices are 50x higher than here, that's when everyone's going to be knocking at my door. Hey, how do I buy crypto again? Hey, you're that crypto guy, right? All your friends and family coming out of the woodwork. It's like, bro, I've been shouting from the rooftops every single day during this bear market on Twitter, on YouTube. I'm making videos every single day because you really don't have much time to pack your bags. When the train leaves the station, these euphoric months, we might get 4 or 5 green months in a row, and that euphoria is awesome. But, we should actually be looking at taking a little profit during those times. A little profit, too. Not selling your whole bag, but take enough profit to survive until 25 or 26. That's kind of the whole thing. You take what you need off of it and scrape a little off the top. And, I keep the majority of my HEX stakes and probably going to keep the majority of my PLS as well. That's the plan right now. But take enough to survive until a new era when I know I am one of those people crazy enough to believe that one day we will. not need to cash out. It's that classic Neo Morpheus meme, right? It's where Neo, he's telling Morpheus, he's like, so Morpheus, you're telling me that one day I can cash out my HEX for $100 a piece? And then Morpheus is like, no, Neo, I'm telling you that one day you won't have to. One day when you're ready, you won't have to. Archie says, great job on the petition. No, it's all great job to you guys, by the way. Thank you for saying that. You know, I put the website together. Danny wrote the amicus brief. Kinetics helped out with the connections, the legal connections. We all had a part to play. We all play a pretty good role on this. And yeah, I'm the one with the megaphone, but really you guys, the community is the one that got this to 9,000 signatures. You guys don't realize I barely did anything. You guys carried this forward, all right? This is on you. It's all of our success here. It's all of our success. And it's going to get submitted on behalf of the Free America Law Center. It's going to be glorious, guys, glorious. All right, let's take a look at the HEX and Pulse price, shall we? Let's go to gopulse.com. Let's give you guys a little update about what's going on with the HEX price. You know, over the last month, HEX, PulseChain, and PulseX have outperformed Bitcoin, by the way. I just want to say that. Your wimpy little lackluster gains in Bitcoin aren't doing so hot anymore. We're sitting at 684 on Pulse, 21 on PulseX, which has got that rubber band effect ready to take it back to sacrifice price. I know it wants to go there. People are a little split right now between all these new shiny new dexes, but we'll see how long that lasts. You know, we'll see when the initial hype wave of these things tends to fizzle out. And I do still believe that PulseX is the one with lasting long-term value. Buy and burn for PulseX, right? When you're buying the PLSX token, it's like you're buying into a share of the actual exchange itself, because the more that is bought and burned is based on the more volume that's being traded. So if you're a PulseX holder, by the way, I got to remind everybody, PulseX holders should want more volume flowing through PulseX, the liquidity pools on PulseX. But now that said, everyone's complaining about features, right? They think that, oh, first of all, it's a fallacy, right? More features doesn't mean more price, okay? You think that incorrectly, like I used to think this, okay? I used to think that the better tech automatically means that the price is gonna pump harder. That's not true. It's about the community, and it's also about the future carrot on the stick, okay? That's another thing about PulseX. PulseX needs to be the most safe and secure DEX. It can't move fast and break things, because when you move fast and break things as a decentralized exchange, you lose everybody's millions of dollars, hard-earned money. So you need to take your time, get it right, and pick and choose what features you want to add. You know, just because you can add limit orders, is that really a game changer? Be honest. You know, are you using limit orders every day? Like, it'd be nice to have on PulseX, and if you want to use it, go use it on 9inch, right? If limit orders are a game changer. But are having limit orders and different liquidity pools going to pump the price of your coin? Not right away, guys, not necessarily. It's like this fallacy of, oh, we have better tech, we have more features. Well, look at it the other way. PulseX has yet to release all these features. PulseX has the carrot on the stick. They've got you something to look forward to, some hopium on the horizon, okay? That's what I'm talking about. So you've got so many things that could happen to PulseChain. You've got INC voting. That could be implemented. Let's all speculate on that, right? You've got all kinds of conspiracies if you want to come up with some useful conspiracies. Think of all the stuff that PulseChain could possibly add. I'm predicting a V2 migration. So at some point, you'll notice on PulseX.com, app.pulsex.com. Let's pull that up for you. I want to show you guys something right here. Let me see if this is showing up on my screen right now. All right. On app.pulsex.com, I want to show you guys something on the screen right here. Look at the liquidity farms. All right. Look at the liquidity farms. And if we go to liquidity farms, there used to be farm types button over here. No one talks about the fact that we've got a switch for V1 farms and V2 farms. Think about that, guys. Why would somebody add this switch if they didn't plan on eventually maybe adding some V2 farms? Riddle me that, guys. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. All right. Why would you have, why would you have a switch here that says V1 farms and V2 farms if at some point you didn't plan on migrating the liquidity from V1 to V2? All right, V2 is the one that's got the actual liquidity, the fees going to LPs. But V1 farms are working just fine right now, so let's not rush, right? Everyone's in such a rush to make money. Everyone's hopping from, coin to coin because they want to make money like next month or next week. All right, now the yield farms are awesome. I love yield farms. I can't wait for 9inch to drop their yield farms because that's mailbox money. That's, you wake up, you get some money, you dump it for more HEX, right? You dump it for more PulseX. At least I do. That's just me, okay? You can hate me all you want for that. But, it's hopping around from, whoa, shoot, that is loud. I could see why Hexologist was always, I could see why Hexologist always freaked out about that. All right, so we got Yo Mammy, super chat. Thank you for the 3.69 super chat. He wants IMPLS update. All right, let's take a look at IMPLS. IMPLS, guys, be warned about this. IMPLS.finance. Here, right here is it's a liquidity farm. What's nice about this liquidity farm is they layered it on top of PulseX. They also layered on top of a couple other things, but you can stake your DAI Pulse, your PulseX Pulse, your HEX Pulse, your INC PulseX. You can even stake some 9-inch pairs, Spark Swap pairs. They added some GOAT thing and some Atropha. I would not touch that Atropha thing with a 10-foot pole. Something called Bro. that kind of looks like Kairos's profile picture. So maybe the dev made a coin. They're playing nice with Tony, Daytona Finance. I mean, they're kind of incestually adding all the different yield farms over on Impulse. And it's a low market cap supply, so it's only got 300,000 total coins, and 70,000 total coins have been emitted so far. Trading at about $1 right now, but this is a good way to, if you've already got some liquidity farms and you want to take a risk, guys, don't ever go fully into, unaudited code like this. Okay, this is a degen play for me, but I've been staking a little bit of liquidity over here, making a little bit of side money on top of what I'm already making with, INC on good old fashioned PulseX. And yeah, you can stake it as well. You can stake the IMPLS token, but I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Sell me Bug Eater. Don't be influenced. What are we talking about? What are you guys talking about? Let me see if I can make this chat bigger. There we go. There we go. So yeah, I mean, IMPLS, they've kept running. They've been up and running. Their price is staying above $1, which is kind of impressive, right? The low supply thing is nice. The fact that they don't have any input and output fees is very nice. They're playing nice with all the other yield farms, right? All those other yield farms have varying degrees of effectiveness, I guess. But if you layer on top of PulseX, you're a friend of the PulseX, you're a friend of mine, We've got... Let's head back to the regular screen, okay? We've got Ali's the man with the $6 tip. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. We've got, since the PulseX contracts are immutable, if farms are added to V2, wouldn't there be a second INC token? No. That's not quite how that works. You don't need a second. The emissions can be allocated to different farms. So I'm pretty sure that's not how that works. I'm pretty sure you would still earn INC token, but that's something that you might want to ask the developers. But when they decide where the emissions go to, which liquidity pools, and so you're just allocating emissions to a different liquidity pool. So I can say I'm 99% sure that's not true. There's no need for a second INC token. You're just deciding that, hey, instead of going to the V1 PulseX pool, let's allocate some emissions to the V2 PulseX pool. It's still pointing to a liquidity pool within the DEX, right? So someone says, sticking with HEX, Pulse, and PulseX, no bogus coins, RH only. Yeah, look, man, you can play short-term games, but if something already went up and it's, most of these things are only good for a short-term pump, and if you weren't the insider that bought before everybody else and dumped on everyone's head, then you're late to the party, right? And some of these games get stretched out for 2 or 3 months, but guys, I'm not playing on these 2 or 3 month time frames, okay? Oh, shit. There's the $6 super chat. There's a little bit of a lag, okay. Looks like Streamlabs has a little bit of a lag. Thank you for the super chat, Alice the man. Yeah, I don't think that's a reasonable. I don't think that's anything to be concerned about. But it's a question worth asking in the dev chat. So we can check in the PulseChain dev chat as well. Let's see. Every YouTuber always buys these shit tokens and then shills them to people / please stop. What are we talking about? Alrighty, sir. I pissed somebody off, I think. I don't even know. Let me see. I got to go back to the actual YouTube in order to mute people. Hide user on channel. Goodbye, loser. All right. PulseChain ecosystem is the best. There is no second best. Dawij. Yep, that's right. V1 and V2 are different contracts. I don't see how allocations can span across them. I don't know, man. Look, are you a developer? Because I'm not. So maybe something worth asking in the developer chat, right? The Telegram developer chat. We can imagine all day long, but we're only going to know if we ask, Brett, on Twitter. I really don't think it's an issue just because it's really just liquidity pools that you're allocating it to. So HEX all the way, that's right. No, why can't I can't interact with my chat. Participants. I can't interact with my chat from within the studio. But, oh well. Oh well. I guess I'll just have to interact back on the website itself. Sami making me bearish. Oh, come on, guys. He's just being conservative. Look, he's saying that Bitcoin's going to top at 80K. Sure, that's fine. Basically, I think all we have to be prepared for is that you need to take profit, take something off the table, basically. He's not saying we're absolutely going to top and we're only going to do a 10x. I think we can do a 100x or more on all these coins, right? But don't get too bearish, but also just be conservative. It's good to have guys like that out there because they're telling you, hey, take profit, dude. Like, don't do what you did. Don't do what everyone else does and double down and buy more at the top, right? Again, that's why I'm chilling so hard right now. It's because we've got maybe 3, 4, 5 months left. I mean, any time before the halving, April 2024 seems like a good time to get in. But after that, if we're off to the races, this could be a pretty quick bull market. Crypto Bendo says, what's up? How you doing? Thanks again for the SparkSwap Alpha coffee. It's been a solid play. Oh, yeah, no problem, Invest DeFi. No problem. Yeah, I was in SparkSwap for a little bit, too. That one's a little bit safer, audited. Impulse, by the way, guys. Be careful with it. It's, there's smart contract risk, and I'm not telling everyone to go all in on any of these yield farms, by the way. PulseX, too. I don't even have my full stack in PulseX yield farms. I mean, I've got a large cold wallet. That's the strategy. So you could take a chunk of your total funds, put them in safe liquidity farms, safe yield farms, and then you could take an even smaller subset chunk of that and experiment with different yield farms. I like SparkSwap. I'm not in those pools currently right now. I pulled out of those pools because I thought the 9-inch pools were going to launch, but yeah, they're kind of lagging over there, aren't they? But anyway, I pulled out of those pools just because I wanted to just pay the exit fee and get out. But I made some good money on the SparkSwap pools, so I got to respect that SparkSwap. SparkSwap.xyz. Johan maybe. Why is Banter not talking about HEX and Pulse when he is looking at his big bubbles? It's because, guys, PulseChain and HEX is like the naughty list, okay? Every influencer wants to protect their reputation, and they think that protecting their reputation means don't talk about the big bad Richard Hart coins. Okay, really, I mean, that's the best thing you could possibly do for people is to get them in on the asymmetric information, right? There's so much risk to reward when you realize that PulseChain, PulseX, and HEX are immutable code, can't be shut off. They can't stop you from buying HEX. They can't stop you from buying PulseChain. It's real DeFi, real freedom of speech. Also, on top of that, Richard's posturing like he's probably going to either catch me if you can or just whoop the SEC like it's nobody's business. Hey, we got another tip from Alice the Man. Do I think USDL will get a PulseX farming? I really highly doubt that, dude. I really highly doubt USDL will get a PulseX farming allocation. Really highly doubt that. I don't believe Richard's a fan of some of the. Well, look, he tried, right? He already tried with Pepe. He tried to incentivize Pepe, Link, Aave. I don't know if you guys remember the early days. It's possible. Now that I think about it, it's possible. I just don't think that USDL is going to be the one, just due to the price dynamics of it, right? People can always mint more USDL. Yeah, I mean, it has PUSDL has been pumping lately, a little bit, but we saw how PDI went, and I don't know if you'd want to really put a yield farm on something like that because then people could misinterpret that. I don't think Richard would want to risk people misinterpreting that somehow he thinks USDL is going to peg, because that's how everybody would take that, right? All these degens out here, they'd be like, USDL yield farm, I knew it, Richard wants the pegging, right? And you can find clips of Richard saying, yeah, I really, really find it unlikely. And I agree. Like, I find it very unlikely if these things will peg. Obviously, I want them to peg. But, strategically for Richard, giving USDL a yield farm would give people misleading information, I think. It would mislead people. Oh, shit. Sound issues. Oh, it's just you? It's just you. You scared me. Paraf says no sound. Check your settings, sir. Check your settings. I've got sound. I've got sound. Yeah, I'm looking at my audio right now. It's hitting just fine. So I'm referring to the liquid loans. Oh, okay. Liquid loans USDL stable. My bad. That's isn't that LUSD? Nah, I always get those mixed up. It's my my dyslexia. I don't think that he will also incentivize the liquid loans stablecoin. What's much more likely going to happen is that, look, and it's also really risky too. Like there's no way he's going to, no. The liquid loan stablecoin, there's no way Richard's going to add a yield farm for that. I don't even think PHUX is going to add a yield farm for that, because if you've been following the Fux.io team, they've said, you know, the CSD stablecoin is one thing because that's backed by a bank one for one, but they still carry a high degree of risk. So when a protocol is brand new, right, you still have all this protocol smart contract risk. You have mass liquidation events. You have, yeah, USDL is probably going to be fine, right? Liquid loans is probably going to function great. Richard's got to play it safe here. Okay, if Richard adds a yield farm on a coin that goes belly up, and it's a coin he didn't create, and it's a coin that he's not sure that has a track record yet, I don't think you should expect a yield farm for that one anytime soon, especially not in PulseX. PulseX has to be really conservative because it has to move slow. It can't lose everyone's money. All right, look at all the pressure. PulseX is like, guys, if PulseX lost people's money, people don't realize that the whole entire ecosystem would take a hit. If something bad happens to Pulse, that's why I don't understand people fudding PulseX, right? Like if you FUD PulseX, you're fudding the entire ecosystem. So yeah, you can have another DEX, that's fine, but try not to be like, oh, my thing's awesome at the expense of the other thing that's literally kept you alive and the reason you're here in the first place, right? All the liquidity is still on PulseX, right? So you don't want to take shots at the #1 highest liquidity AMM on PulseX, the premier AMM, PulseX.com. But also, yeah, where was I? The USDL token. It's even the Fux guys, even Buck and stuff. If you follow Buck on Twitter, he's hinted at, you know, the fact that algorithmic stablecoins carry a much higher degree of risk, and there's risk to all these stablecoins. But basically, even Buck was like, "Yeah, guys, don't expect USDL, you know, incentivized pool right away." And so, if Buck is apprehensive, yeah, I can only imagine that PulseX is going to be even more apprehensive. That's just my take on that. But thank you for the tip, dude. Thank you for the tip. I really appreciate that. Sound is fine. Win liquid loan sometime this month is my guess. I know they had that little. You know, that little issue with the Teller protocol, the Teller, what's it called? The audio only mono left ear. Oh, crap. Audio's only mono. I wonder if I could change that on the fly. Audio, stereo? No, I got stereo. It says stereo here. Well, crap, man. Maybe Streamlabs does suck. Hodl Dog might be right. Streamlabs Studio might suck. I don't know. Sound only on one speaker. Okay, guys, I get it. I get it. Sound's only on one speaker. But we're going to have to live with that because my settings on Streamlabs say that I'm on stereo, right? It says I'm on stereo. So, not much I can do right now. Not much I can do right now. And I've got to read all your wonderful comments. All your wonderful comments. Fetch Oracle. Thank you, Crypto Kahil. You guys got me distracted. Yeah, the Fetch Oracle is what's holding up the liquid loans protocol. So, you know, they said a couple more weeks. They said that about a week before October was over. And so my guess is maybe by the end of November, but I haven't heard any updates on the Fetch Oracle. You know, I could just go to the Telegram, see if there's any updates on Fetch. Fetch Oracle. Let's see. Boom. Emergency Fetch Oracle update. Time-sensitive CEO message. Well, might want to. Oh, I think I watched that one already. There's been no official announcement or anything. Blah blah blah. Controlled release. No sacrifice. No investors. Yeah, Gamma's gonna give you all the alpha. Gamma's gonna give you the alpha, guys. Greek letters. Greek letters are fun. All right, all right. What do we got here? So San wasn't just me. Well, you can still hear it. So deal with it, guys. Deal with it. It's my first time on Streamlabs, all right? I've been using StreamYard for a while. Can I share my Twitter? It's CryptoCoffee369 on everything. So it's also in the video description. Just go to the video description. CryptoCoffee369 on every platform. Every platform. Telegram confirms. Based on daily volume, PulseX ranking 9 in the world. No doubt will be ranking 3rd or 2nd in the next bull run. Yeah, that's awesome, guys. That is really incredible. That is incredible. All right, let's go back to gopulse.com and pull up some statistics because that could be fun. Hop on over here. Let's go to my other. Look at that transition. Wow, wonderful transition. See, Streamlabs is pretty good. I'll try OBS after this, but smash the like, everybody. Smash the like. That's right. TAP. New pools, one on 9-inch. New pools on 9-inch. Oh, yeah, they just added the meme coin pools, I think, right? app.9inch.io. Let's see what we got here. Yep, they got all the meme coin pools. I'm not super interested in that. If you want to stake your meme coins and squeeze all the juice out of those that you can, feel free. But I'm going to sit those out just because I don't actually own those tokens. And not too interested in buying them, but have fun with those, guys. I hope you guys all make some money on the PP, the PLD, and the WETH, and the BBC, and the whatever. Just keep in mind what your long-term goals are. Keep in mind what coin you want to accumulate long-term. And hey, if you want to keep stacking up your PP token, who am I to stop you? Who am I to stop you? It's a free country, right? What? Isn't this America? I thought this was America. Blocks. We got new data on gopulse.com. Guys, 10 seconds average block time, which is 17% faster than Ethereum. I like that statistic. I really, really like that one. Shout out to this developer, man. Look at it. We got 4,672 pulse burned while here. Oh, cool. So while I've been staring at this web page, 4,000 PLS tokens have been burned. For people that don't know, PulseChain is a fork of Ethereum 2.0, meaning it's inflationary and deflationary. Okay, PulseX is only deflationary. HEX is inflationary, but the T-shares are deflationary. And PulseChain is inflationary, but the more usage it gets, it can become net deflationary. So every new block that comes out, right? Every new block that comes out, you've got more coins created, but there's also a certain amount burned. So if that burned amount exceeds the new emissions, then Ethereum has been deflationary for a while, I believe. So PulseChain is probably going to get there pretty soon as well. We can go to the pulsecoinlist.com, pulsecoinlist.com. Yeah, so also, guys, people don't know this, but PulseChain has its very own explorer, very own coin ranking site, pulsecoinlist.com. Let's go to the stats tab over here, guys. Check this out. Look at the screen right here. I got it all pulled up. And we're going to check out the burn rate. The burn rate. See, it's still very minorly inflationary, 0.167% inflation per year. So that's not that much, right? The supply chain, we've basically added 4.3 billion PLS so far over the last 7 days, rather than deleting, right? Because you could see 4.7 billion PLS issued and 400 million PLS burned. So you do issued minus burned. It's still a positive number, but one day, guys, this number right here is going to get negative. And just so you know, 0.167% inflation is really, really small anyway. So if inflation's not really your thing, we got less inflation on PulseChain. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Sweet transition. Thanks, man. See all the bells and whistles over here on Streamlabs. Except I got freaking mono audio, unfortunately. 69K, 1 PP. Hey, Coffee, what happens if your HEX stake ends on a dip? Well, didn't you ask me this on... You might have asked me this already. Yeah, if your HEX stake ends on a dip, look, if your USD price of HEX stake, if you staked HEX when it was high and you end it when the price is low, then you have less US dollar value, okay? But if you stake HEX on one day and you unstake it in the future, you're going to have more HEX tokens. That's like asking, what if I buy high and sell low? Well, then you lost money, dude. There's a risk with cryptocurrency. We've been saying this since day one, okay? Look, if you buy something high and you sell it low, or if you stake high and you unstake it and the price is lower, sometimes your yield won't be enough to make up for the USD losses. But you're going to have more quantity of HEX, okay? Let's see. He says, I'm missing something about staking because that sounds too risky. Well, yeah, look, if crypto's too risky for you, then maybe it's not your thing, okay? I mean, things don't go up and to the right in a straight line. And we've said this all the time. I've been saying this since day one. The price you pay in crypto for the mad gains is extreme volatility. So if you're a long-term holder in crypto and you have long-term vision, You can make life-changing money. Many people have. People I know, myself included, a lot of people can if they can stomach the dips. So if a 40, 50, 60% dip is going to scare you, crypto is probably not for you. You know what I mean? And that's okay. It doesn't have to be for everybody because it is the most volatile asset class in the world, but it's also the highest appreciating asset class in the history of mankind. So again, I'll say it one more time. The price you pay for the mad gains is extreme volatility. This is crypto, man. This isn't the stock market, all right? I mean, in the stock market, if something goes down 10%, people freak out. And in crypto, that's just a day. That's just another day in crypto, okay? We have 80, 90% dips sometimes in PulseChain and HEX and in crypto and Bitcoin. You know, Bitcoin went down 75% from 2021 to 2022. It dropped 75%. No coin is immune to the dips, the volatility. Ethereum dropped 85%. HEX dropped 95%, okay? These things dip massively, and they also go up massively because guess what? HEX from its all-time low is still up over 100x. So people that got in early on HEX are still up on their money, and it's probably going to do it all over again in this next cycle. Not exactly hit 10,000x, of course, diminishing returns, but 100x is on the table. It's possible. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't have a crystal ball, but you know, it's if price goes up and then goes down, I mean, you're not going to be safe in any crypto asset, right? All these crypto assets go up and down together. It doesn't matter what you buy, right? If you buy Ethereum, sure, it's going to go up a little less. It might drop a little less, but it's still going to probably drop 70, 75%, maybe 80% on the next cycle, right? So if you like less gains, like when it comes to crypto, it's like if it all goes up and down together, if it all drops 85, 95%, why not try to pick the newer, I'll get to that in a second. Why not try to pick the newer altcoins, right, with more higher upwards price potential rather than just pick the lackluster third or fourth cycle coins? Like Bitcoin's on its fourth cycle, right? So if Bitcoin is still going to dip 70% and it's only going to go up like maybe 2x from its previous all-time high, well, why wouldn't I pick something that could potentially go up, 100x from its previous low, right? But even if it drops 90%, I'm still up, right? So let me do the math, right? It's like if something goes up 10x and then it drops 90%, you're back down to a 1x. But if something goes up 1,000x and it drops 90%, you're still sitting at 100x gains. That's literally the math. So it's not only about how low something drops, it's about how high it went up first and then how low it dropped. It's about how high it went up first and then how low it dropped, because they're all going to drop massively. And they're all going to pump massively too. That's the crazy game that we're all playing here. Like it takes a special kind of crazy to be in crypto, right? But if you're here for it and you do it right, you can make life-changing money. If you do it wrong, you can lose everything, right? I mean, first of all, if you invest in a scam, you can literally lose everything. People that invested in Luna, Celsius, Voyager, BlockFi, FTX, Quadriga CX, Cryptopia, Mt. Gox, these people actually lost all of their money, like 100%. We're sitting, a lot of Hexicans here are down maybe 50, 60%. Maybe they were dollar cost averaging to kind of even themselves out, but at least they didn't lose everything. You know what I mean? Al is the man says, do you anticipate big volatility for November 28th? Thank you for the tip again, Alice the man. Big volatility for November. You mean to the upside? Well, let me think about that. I don't know if this month is going to be super crazy. It's going to be probably good for progress on the PulseChain side of things. We're going to get hopefully a liquid loans launch. I don't know when it's going to come, but it does feel like things are gearing up, right? If it's November, December, or January, I don't know. There's nothing huge to anticipate this month that's like any insider info that I know that nobody else knows. Like the Bitcoin ETFs, if those could get approved in November, but those could also get approved in January or, February. I don't know. So, you're talking about November 28th specifically. Okay, I know what you mean. So November 28th is the date that the court is scheduled to have a kickoff call for the court proceedings for the SEC in the Richard Hart versus SEC case. Now, people could play that as like a short-term trading game. I don't think they're going to. I mean, I'm not going to do anything about it, right? I'm not going to do anything about trying to buy before that date or sell on that date or something like that. I think the most likely scenario is that nothing happens on that date. Like, I don't even know if Richard has been legally served and is obliged legally to respond. And even if he does, there's probably just a motion to dismiss. And then, the court proceedings they drag out and they take a lot of time. So there's not going to be like some epic Big Bang event on November 28th, I don't believe. And if people want to choose to treat that date like some kind of a trading game, I don't think that's really a great idea, just because it's going to be lackluster and uneventful, right? So nobody really knows. I don't think the market is going to price that in because there's nothing to price in. Does that make sense? That's my take on November 28th. But it'll be good to have the proceedings officially kicked off because, you know, then we could actually file this amicus brief and get that over with, right? Get that out of the way. Do what we can and hope for the best and prepare for the worst. But, you know, the worst case scenario, in my opinion, is not even that bad, right? Richard seems to be posturing pretty confident, and we're all on his team. We're on Team Crypto. We're all going to win, guys. We're all going to make it. No Name Pleb says people pay 10% in fees. Haha. Yeah. Yeah, people pay 10% in freaking tax reflection tokens. If people lost 10% in the stock market, they'd be crying. But people over here, people will just pay 10% in fees. That's a good point. RGS says, Einer, sounds like you are bagged up. Good job. Says, thanks. Also, 3 billion PulseX and 1 billion Pulse. Nice, man. Damn. Einer, that's cool. That's good to know. Yeah, careful of, I mean, I guess you're not like a public person, but I'd say careful of talking about your bags publicly. But yeah, 1 billion Pulse is a good amount to have. What is that, 60, 70,000 bucks worth of Pulse? I mean, shit, we could do a 10x from here and you'd be almost a millionaire on that. 20x and you're a millionaire. Like, seems very doable, yeah. 3 billion PulseX and 1 billion Pulse. That's an equal ratio of both. That doesn't seem too bad. Can I turn up my mic volume? Well, I'm already in the red zone. I feel like I'm breaking your eyes. I don't know, guys. Or breaking your ears, rather. Breaking your ears. Is my mic low, guys? I mean, somebody else let me know if my mic is too low. But I'm pushing up into the red zone, so I don't want to like make anyone's ears bleed over here. That's the moon bag. Yeah, Einar's got the moon bag. You just got louder. Sounds fine now. I guess I got to point this mic at me. I'm like basically in ghetto mode right now. Like I just moved in, got a new place, and I got like this old chair and like there's no stand on my mic. Look, I'm holding the Shure SM7B like in my hands. So it's getting heavy, to be honest with you. It's getting heavy. Hey, we got another tip. We got another tip from AD199, $1.99. RH thinks there'll be a crash. When crash? Good question, man. Well, from what he's alluding to, I think he's saying a little pump first, a little pumperoni pizza with the Bitcoin ETF and the halvening, and then potentially, I think he's just saying prepare for a World War III type of black swan event crash, kind of like similar to the COVID crash. Okay. That crash could probably come in 2025, maybe 2026. You know, let's look at the Brenner cycle. This is kind of fun. People don't know about the Brenner cycle. Let me Google that. Brenner cycle. Images. Oh my God. Yep, that's the guy. That's AD199. Brenner cycle PDF. Here we go. You guys might have seen this one before, right? Opening a new tab. So this guy, I mean, this is an old pig farmer, right? This guy, he made this in the 1800s. So I don't know. Take this with a grain of salt, everybody. But it's been kind of accurate, right? Up on the top, row A, look at row A. That's years in which panics have occurred and will occur again. So 2019, right? I think COVID happened late 2019, if I'm not mistaken. It was like the lockdowns were March of 2020. So then B is years of good times. That would be 2016, and the next one is 2026. And then C is years of hard times. So what's that? 2023 right now. Yeah, that seems pretty accurate for us. 2023, years of hard times. In the stock market, though, it's not. You know, the stock markets are still way overinflated, and they're due for a correction. That's what Richard is saying. So sometime in between 23 and 26, we're probably going to see stocks correct and go down. That's what Richard predicted. I don't know if the years of good times are going to be as soon as 2026. And also, let's just be careful using something that was made by a pig farmer in the 1800s. You know what I mean? So the moral of the story is nobody knows. Even Richard, right? Even Richard. but he has been pretty accurate before. So I'd say here, kind of my plan, the way I think about it right now is like, look, and my mind is always changing. I'm always adjusting new information. I'm always adapting with the markets, but I think sometime in late 24 will be a good time to take some profit. I think there could be some kind of a black swan, giant FUD, panic, COVID-style dip, whether that's World War III, whether that's China invades Taiwan. There's so many geopolitical things that could happen. I'm expecting to take some profit maybe late 24, assuming we get a bull. And if there's a mega COVID-style dip, I got to stop saying that word. I'm going to get banned, right? Then I'll be looking to buy BTFD, right? So we could have some crazy dip in 25, but, you know, like they're just going to keep printing money again, right? This is what, like, I think even like Rome, in the late stages of Rome, they just kept devaluing their currency, and like it was just endless volatility until Rome collapsed. So I'm not saying we're in the exact same situation, but history kind of rhymes, you know? Yep, it was 19th century. Very interesting, this image. Great chart. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting chart, but like everything, we have to take it with a grain of salt, because 2023 is supposed to be the year of hard times, right? And it's the year of hard times for the crypto people. And I guess, you know, the whole macro conditions are kind of going through hard times as well, but we haven't had enough pain yet. Like, all the stock people have not lost enough money yet. So volume was fine before, a little overpowering now. That's what I get for listening to the troll box. Sorry, the chat box. Sorry, guys. I mean, I'm pushing in the yellow zone, so I think I'm all right. Ida says, hello, coffee. Hello, Ida. Michael Davis says they will hold up stocks until after election. That does make sense. They do want to make Biden look good. If that's kind of, if that's still possible, they're going to try to, you know, because, yeah, I don't know, man. I just think we need somebody new in there, guys. We need somebody new. Does it matter what version you have of Pulse or PulseX when it comes to long-term holding? E.g., would V1 ever decorrelate from V2? There's no PLS and PulseX versions of the coins. The liquidity pools have V1 liquidity pools and V2 liquidity pools. The coins themselves are still version 1, are still just the same coins. So, yeah, with that question, I'm not sure if I'm understanding that right. You're only going to have ever one version of PulseX and one version of Pulse. So when it comes to long-term holding, there's no way you don't have to worry about that. Okay, you don't have to worry about that. PulseChain and HEX on Pulse have been listed on Kenga Exchange. It's a Polish exchange. That's right, guys. So this has been up for a while, but let me pull this up on the screen for you. Kenga Exchange, guys. And look, what do we always say? Centralized exchanges are like public bathrooms, right? You only want to stay there as long as you need to, and then you want to get out as fast as you can. Oh, crap. My thing just froze, huh? My thing just froze. Hold on a second, guys. Let me try to refresh this page a little bit. Dang. Freaking browser just froze up on me. Browser just froze up on me. But if you want to go to Kenga.exchange, that's Kanga.exchange. Yeah, they've listed HEX, PHEX, PulseChain, and PulseX for a while now. They're a centralized exchange based off of Europe. And if you're in the EU, you can go make an account over there. Or, you know, conveniently, if you have a VPN, that is definitely possible. Just get a little VPN, you know. Also, fun fact, if you get a VPN, like NordVPN, it's outside of the Five Eyes, which is like a spy agency, basically. It's all the countries spying on all these VPN providers. But if you get a VPN that's legit, like Nord, there's many other ones too. Just Google VPNs outside of Five Eyes. And what's going to happen is you'll have potentially faster internet speed. And you could potentially access certain websites that you wouldn't otherwise be able to access. Just saying. I'm not encouraging anybody to do anything that's illegal, but you know what I mean. Roof Dog says, thanks for keeping it real. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you guys for being patient with me. I got a new stream set up, so it's never easy, right? Hey, check this out in the background, by the way. I got my tidbit showing me the HEX and PulseChain prices. 67 on Pulse, 0078 on EHEX. Wonderful, guys. Wonderful. They found GCC. Uh-oh. Yeah, they're coming after me. I hear them right now. They're coming for me. Anyone can join Kenga Exchange in Australia. Oh, that sounds fitting. I feel like Kenga should be an Australian exchange. You know what I mean? Oh, we got it. We got it back now. We got it back. Kenga Exchange. Kenga.exchange. Let me show you something. Let me show you guys something over here. Crap. Didn't mean to do that. Window captcha. There we go. Kenga. We are Kenga, beyond crypto. So like I said, guys, you can make an account here if it's legal in your jurisdiction, but get your coins off of here as quick as you can. But it's a good way to on-ramp, too. It's a good way to on-ramp. So we can go to Kenga Markets. You can see that. What we got here? Let's look for HEX. Look, they've got the HEX from PulseChain and the HEX from Ethereum. So they've always been supportive. They've been really supportive since day one, actually. And they've got PulseChain, they've got PulseX, and they've got HEX from PulseChain. Look at all that, guys. You can buy these on a centralized exchange. Who says we don't have centralized exchange listings, guys? Come on. But again, I don't even know if you're going to get a good deal on here. I don't know how much you can buy. You want to get your coins off here as soon as you can, and there might be better on-ramps to begin with anyway. You've got changenow.io. You've got PulseLN.com. You could literally buy Pulse with Bitcoin on Cash App. PulseLN.com. If you've got Cash App, you can buy Pulse right now. If you've got Cash App, you can buy Pulse right now. Go to PulseLN.com. PulseLN.com. You just buy some Bitcoin on Cash App. You go over to the website, PulseLN.com. You create a QR code, and then you send your Bitcoin from the Cash App to the QR code, and you buy however much PLS you want. And they actually give you better rates than changenow.io. They really do. So that's pretty impressive. I was pretty pleased to find that out. I've also got a previous tutorial video about it. You know, it's just a quick 6-minute long video. Great Polish exchange. Where did you get that tidbit thing? Just on the internet. I just searched for TIDBYT. It's pretty cool though. It's I never have to look up the HEX price. It's always in my face 24/7. PulseChain, PulseX, even the INC price. It's just constantly beaming into my head. Dennis Hex Bond says, hi, Coffee. Great video about Rabby Wallet. Can you explain the RPC settings in Rabby Wallet? How do I know that JP Morgan doesn't own the Ethereum? Shit, where'd you go? Where'd you go? I just lost that comment. Oh my God, guys. Freaking Streamlabs, huh? This is Streamlabs. Well. Oh, there you are. There you are. How do I know that JP Morgan doesn't control it like them? Well, look, so for God dang it, guys, Streamlabs is pissing me off. All right. How do you know that
StoreSupply.com.
Jesus Christ, guys. God, that is annoying. Advertisements. You don't really know for sure that Ethereum isn't being defaulted to the Infura node. So check on Rabby. I actually haven't checked that, but it would be the same process. You would just go into your RPC settings, change the URL. It just looks a little bit different. So I don't have Rabby up right now. I don't know exactly what button to click because I don't have it on my on this computer. But you know, you can just edit your settings in the Rabby wallet, pretty similar to the way that you edit them in MetaMask. You just find whatever RPC URL, and you can just change it to a different RPC URL. As long as you're not on the one that says Infura, you're probably fine. And even if you are, you're still fine. It's not like the whole Infura node thing. It's not meant to scare anybody, right? It's not meant to be like, oh, you're definitely screwed because you're connected to Infura. No, it's just that one day they could potentially do some stupid BS that you wouldn't like. So, you know, I'm not trying to FUD everybody, but you know, you want to be prepared before it happens, right? Because when they do come for your crypto, which they will one day, I'm not trying to make everyone paranoid, but they're going to try to crack down on it. So you always want to be one step ahead. And that all just starts with education and knowledge and knowing where to go, knowing how to be safe, use a VPN, hold your own keys, not your coins. You know, you want privacy and you want to do crypto the right way. I talk about all that in hexpassiveincome.com, but starting to lose it, eh, Coffee? Astrotone. Yeah, it's just frustrating with this new protocol, this new program, rather. Republic of PulseChain, that's right. How you feeling, Coffee? I feel good. I was a little sick the last couple of days, but totally back to normal now. Totally back to normal. That's what moving will do to you. You know, moving and flying and change of the weather. You know what I mean? The Republic of PulseChain. Yes, I'm proud to be part of the Republic of PulseChain. All right. Kenga Exchange is very good. in Europe, based in Poland. Don't keep your coins in exchanges. Yep, good advice, Adi. Very good advice. Let's go back to some charts, huh? Let's pull up some charts. DAI PLS. Oh, this is PDAI. Oops. Poor PDAI took a hit lately. All the other things related to it, I think, as well. Alrighty. PulseChain sitting at... I hate how it defaults you to a 15-minute chart, by the way. If anyone's using a 15-minute chart to try to show you something's pumping, they're not playing the right game, okay? If you're a day trader, maybe, but I'm not a day trader. I don't like to be a professional money loser. All right. Yeah, so look right here on the PulseChain chart. We're picking up almost back to, we're about halfway recovered from the SEC FUD. At least we almost got back up there. We've only got, 40%, 30% really left to go before we're back at PulseChain sacrifice prices. So the chart, although it looks bad, it's forming a rounded bottom, and it's not going to be at these levels for that long. Like, it's not going to stay at these levels forever, guys. More people are going to find out. There's a lot of stable coins on the sidelines, a lot of dry powder of people just sitting around waiting to deploy. A lot of people are too scared to admit that we're in a bull run again. Or I shouldn't speak too soon, right? But this is the disbelief phase. This is the hope phase. People are in different phases, and the last laggards that are still hanging on to being a bear, it's still trendy to be bearish. It's still trendy. So, you got to fade the crowd. A lot of the contrarians are going to win. War Ants says, coffee, what about Coin XYZ? I don't like that one. Not a big fan of that one. It's just like, I don't want to overcomplicate with all these Rube Goldberg machines that make you a little bit of yield, but the money that you invested into the coin in order to make the yield doesn't even pay back because the coin just, doesn't pump or goes down. If I can't hold something for a couple months at a time without it going down, it doesn't matter how much yield I'm making. The money that I lost from investing in the coin is going to outweigh any tiny little yield that I gain. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. And so if I'm not like, when there's 500 or 1,000 projects on PulseChain, you can't spend the time of day to be invested in every single one. It just doesn't make sense. Not only for your finances, right? But for your just sanity level too. 24 hours in a day, you got to take care of your body, eat right, sleep right, get some exercise, make content, educate people. And it's like, how much time do we have to be Googling every single new white paper that comes out? Let's see. CryptoStyle says, coffee, good to see you. Good to see you. Warren says, I love everything stakeable. You love everything stakeable? See, that's a little bit of a risky proposition for you. There's a lot of crap that's stakeable out there. There's a lot of there's a lot of stuff out there. Just because you can stake it doesn't mean you should stake it. PulseX, and I'm not saying like this one that you mentioned. I don't know too much about it, but if you want to shill it, get on your YouTube channel and shill it. I'll give you a booster. I think I'm okay, man. I think I'm okay. I don't need any free coins, but thank you. Thank you. If you want to donate, super stickers are fine. Actually, I don't even like super stickers either because YouTube takes 40% of that. I mean, I love the fact that people tip questions and stuff, but it's just, isn't that crazy? Like if you give me $1, I basically get 60 cents. Wild. I think there is a good chance that we will get back to SAC rates before the case comes up. The market is running, and that will only be better for the case as well. That's right, Happy Healer USA. There's a good chance of that happening. I agree with you there. Red Pill Crypto Guy says, glad I'm feeling better. Thank you. How much time have we been going for? 1 hour and 3 minutes. It's getting sweaty in here. My fan turned off. It's hot where I'm at, guys. I'm an island boy now. I'm an island boy, and I'm just trying to make it. Just trying to make it over here. Let's go back to gopulse.com, shall we? Let's go finish the stats. Gopulse.com. Let's look at the stats on gopulse.com. We've got everything kind of stagnating today. We've got bridge statistics, almost $100 million of total USD value crossing to the bridge. And this is only on stablecoins, by the way, guys. This doesn't include economic energy that's already exists on PulseChain. But if the price of HEX doubles or the price of Ethereum doubles, then all these millions of dollars, USD dollars, double as well. So that's another thing to keep in mind with the bridge statistic as well. It shows you one number, but obviously stable coins are always going to be worth $1, but if the price of the cryptos goes up, Bitcoin, Ethereum, HEX, all bridged in, that's going to look like a lot more money, right? Don't forget about that. So, and we've also got Coast stable coins. There's like $4 million, I think, in Coast stable coins right now, and that's only going to grow and get bigger. Not a whole lot of stuff bridging the other way. Good to see. PulseX statistics, we've got 32 million total trades. Let's go to the daily volume. 20 million in daily volume. Cumulative volume is $7 billion. Pretty crazy. Liquidity is sitting at $153 million of liquidity currently at today's prices. Also, as we know, when prices pump, that liquidity dollar value pumps too, because the value of USD of the coins goes up. So, it's not like people have to actually add any more liquidity. If the price of these tokens goes up, minus people actually adding liquidity, this metric goes up too. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. All right. What else we got? Let's go to some HEX stats. App hex.win/charts. Doing everything one-handed here. Holding my Shure mic like a freaking jabroni. All right, here we go. We got charts over here. Look at this, guys. Daily stakers. Daily stakers on the PulseChain side. We're pushing 125,000. We're almost at 126,000 PulseChain stakers. We're at 120,000. Totally stagnated on the Ethereum side. There is a chance that Communis could bring back PulseChain staking and make it cool again and trendy again. Thing is, nobody cares about long-term thinking, and it's like, how do you get people to care about the best possible thing that you can do in the crypto ecosystem? How do you get people to care about long-term thinking? Oh, got something. Some kind of notification over here, it seems. Done. This is to support your channel. Hashtag get well soon. Thank you, War Ants. Thank you, War Ants. Thank you for the €6, bro. I really appreciate you. And I don't mind you guys shilling stuff. It's just like, I'm just not interested in everyone's coin. So it's like no hard feelings about all that. Long in jabronis. Now go do your homework, winky face. Maybe I will, War Ants. Maybe I will. Just for that. Let's see. Jennifer says, what are your thoughts on P-Link? I don't know. Did P-Link ever gain any traction? Did P-Link get popular? Let's see. Link on PulseChain. It's not even in these top coins here. I don't even know. Maybe I'll... Look, I don't know why many people would treat P-Link as more than just a speculative meme. Like maybe it can peg, but it doesn't really have the same utility that it has on Ethereum as far as I understand. But that doesn't matter for the meme value of it. So, Link? It's not coming up here. Like I don't have the contract address for that one. But let's go back to Streamlabs. 125K stakers is awesome. Thank you, Crypty Girl. Good to see you in the chat. Good to see you in the chat. What else we got? Let's go back. So look, guys, if we get 60 more stakers, if we can get 60 more PulseChain HEX stakers, we're going to be at 126,000 HEX stakers. The interesting thing about Communis is that it can be used as a method to onboard new people. If you tell people, hey, if you make a max length HEX stake and you get 50% of that stake value back right away in the form of COM token, it might be enough incentive to get people to stake long term. And then their net value, when they're a long-term staker like that, they're much more likely to be an amplifying force in the ecosystem and, pay it forward and just be around for a long time and just change the average weighted stake length because we've seen staking kind of taper off. Now, of course, in the bull market, it's always going to accelerate again when people are actually interested in crypto again. But the whole Communis thing is just a good idea because it also can't be dumped that hard. Basically, there's such a limited supply because in order to mint Communis, you need T-shares. And because T-shares are effectively depreciating, Communis is going to be kind of a depreciating asset as well. Not depreciating, sorry. Disinflationary. T-shares are deflationary, I should say. Depreciating. Jeez, I'm tired. So because, T-shares are deflationary and... because basically people that dump the Communis are going to have a hard time dumping it too much because if we can get to a certain liquidity level on the COM HEX liquidity pairs to absorb all that Communis in the strong hands, what's basically going to happen is that in order to mint enough Communis to really effectively drop the price, you'd have to buy up a ton of HEX on the other side to mint that Communis, which would offset the potential loss in the ratio of dumping COM for HEX. And it seems to be the only way to get out of COM is to go through HEX first. As long as we keep the liquidity in these COM HEX liquidity pools, then the people that dump COM, they first dump it for HEX and then they sell the HEX. But, in order to mint that COM in the first place, it's offset by the other side of the lever where you have to buy the HEX to mint the COM in the first place. So yeah, COM is going to be a long-term play. It's going to sneak up on people. It's a little bit more than a meme coin, so don't write it off right away, guys. Like, don't do what I did and just ignore it. I mean, I've ended some stakes, and I've totally forgot to mint my COM a couple of times, and now I'm kind of like, damn, I really wish I remembered. Because at the time, it was like it had almost no value. Nobody really knew what it was. It's tokenized T-shares. It's literally just tokenized T-shares. And if T-shares are the deflationary asset, and HEX is the inflationary asset, but T-shares are deflationary, then COM is going to become very, very scarce. And like I said, it's going to be increasingly hard to mint. And the people that do want to dump it are going to get absorbed by the people that understand the scarcity value, and then they're buying it up effectively with that HEX COM liquidity. So with enough beefy HEX COM liquidity, geez, you hear that outside? With enough beefy HEX COM liquidity, it gets hard to dump the price down too much because, again, you can only mint less and less COM as time goes on. The mintability of it goes down because T-shares get more scarce. Minted nearly all my COM on Pulse, Archie says. Still have not minted a lot of ETH due to gas fees. I understand that. I totally understand that. Let me see. IMHO, some tokens might not get the backing from official companies. Oh, yeah. You're talking about P-Link. I've got 0 P-Link, but hope it reaches parity, same as P-Dot. Yeah, look, it'd be awesome if all these things reach parity just based on social consensus, right? Like, it's possible. It's possible. And yeah, Hart's Law, if there's enough liquidity in between them, you can also incentivize that. But we haven't really seen any community like willingly hop over. You know, Richard tried to get the Pepe guys to come over and they just spat in his face, right? They were like, we don't want this free money. It's like, God damn, you sad, sad little Pepe boys. I guess you don't want the free money. That's fine. Like, people were bragging about just dumping their E-Pepe or their P-Pepe right away. Not even seeing the potential of, hey, if you believe in Pepe long-term, why not try to back the value of your P-Pepe with your E-Pepe? So they didn't really get it. Maybe it's going to take some time before that, before people understand the fact that, yes, you actually can get these two coins to parity. Or not parity, but at least locked in some ratio, right? Price parity is one thing. People are always arguing online about parity. With thick enough liquidity, you can lock these coins at a ratio. And so I'm hoping that we get to do that with EHEX, PHEX. Another reason I'm excited about that 9-inch pair launching soon. Thank you for the subscription, Patrick, by the way. But that 9-inch liquidity pair, EHEX and PHEX, it's going to be launching soon. And it's going to give us another chance to attempt to lock up all of our EX, PHEX, lock the liquidity ratio together, whether it's 0.5 to 1 or 0.4 to 1. Hell, even it might be 1 to 1. We don't know. But, people, if they have an incentive coin to do so, maybe they'll rush to go do it. Now, don't go emergency unstaking your HEX just to do that. But, with thick enough liquidity, Hart's Law can lock some of these PRC20, ERC20 coins together theoretically. HEX has gotten the closest to this so far. I mean, there's clearly the thickest liquidity on any ERC, PRC20 pair is in HEX, EHEX, PHEX. But you could do this with Link, you could do this with Aave, you could do this with Compound, you could do this with any ERC20, PRC20 pair, Pepe, Shiba. It's just that nobody's tried. Nobody seems to be interested. I mean, the community has made PDAI and P-Bitcoin, the community has made those popular from the PulseChain community. It's not like the actual DAI stablecoin people or like the Bitcoin fans are actually over here playing this game. No, but I mean, we're trying to drum up some conspiracy theories, some wild narratives, and it's all fun and games, right? I'm not investing into these things because I'm skeptical, but it'd be great if they had some liquidity ratio locked together. DGen Moonboy, how come audio is only coming through one ear? It's because I'm using Streamlabs, dude. I talked about this earlier, but I've got a new streaming setup here, so. Patience, everybody, patience. We'll get better. We'll get better with time. Love the course. Thank you, Coffee. Thank you, Einar. Thank you for saying that. I'm glad you're enjoying it, and it's good to have that feedback. Obviously, if you have any comments or questions, leave a comment, and I'll answer them as soon as I can. I'm also available on Patreon if anybody's a little more advanced and wants some one-on-one questions and answers. It's way cheaper than consulting. Like, I don't do consulting calls, but my Patreon's $20 a month. You could support the channel and talk to me whenever you want over my Discord channel. I'm super responsive over there as well. I don't do consulting calls, but it's better to have a community answering your questions, right? If we have a whole big group answering everyone's questions together, pretty cheap, 20 bucks a month. Like, it's a way better way to get your information if you're new to crypto, or, if you've got some more advanced technical questions. Not day trading stuff, right? I'm just going to tell you not to do that, obviously. That's what people get confused about too. Like, oh, he's selling a course, he must be just a day trading scammer. No, actually my course tells you the opposite of what literally everybody else's course teaches you. My course tells you not to day trade, think long term, don't chase the shiny objects. Literally every other influencer I see, it's like their video every single week. Which 5 altcoins am I buying this week? It's like, bro, first of all, these influencers aren't buying 5 different altcoins a week. And if they are, well, they're wrecked. But they're not making their money on their investment decisions anyway. Unlike people like me, people like a lot of other guys on the HEX community. We're paying ourselves first because we make good investment decisions. And then we go teach people afterwards. But we're not like relying on all of our followers for money, essentially. So once you have that more relaxed perspective, you can actually not scam people, provide them legitimate value for a very, very good price. Oh, by the way, code bear market, 25% off. But when we're all playing a more long-term game, we don't have to get the shiny, flashy, check out these my 5 top AI coins, right? And it's like, bro, these 5 AI coins are going to last for 2 weeks, man. And you're going to get there's far more losers than winners in these short-term games. Now, in these longer-term games, are there still losers and winners? Yeah, there's still going to be losers that didn't want to hang on long enough, right? But look at Bitcoin. Look at Ethereum. Anyone that held Bitcoin and Ethereum for over 4 years is up in price. Or maybe 5 years. I don't know. But if you held any of these coins for a 5-year time span and you didn't sell, you are up. Now, HEX is only not even 4 years old, so we don't have enough time to say that yet. But, it's like, come back and talk to me in 4 or 5 more years. And then we'll finalize and see who won and who lost. Like, everyone likes to, dance on people's graves and say, oh, look at the last 2 months or look at the last year. You're down 90%. Let's wait 5 years, guys. Let's see who has the last laugh at the end of the decade, right? Because that is literally the game that I'm playing. And a lot of people just can't handle that, right? I'm not doing the casino thing. And a lot of people are in crypto because that's all it is to them. They show you a Bybit link and they say, hey, you can make money in a bull market and a bear market. It's called shorting, bro. And it's like, don't you ever, please, for the love of God, guys, do not short anything ever. It's just like the worst. I mean, look, if you're going to leverage trade and you want to go 1x long after something's not down 90%, okay, maybe go 1 or 2x long at the very, very low if something is an absolute pain death zone, like 90% dip. But if you short anything, the maximum amount of money you can make is 100% of the value you put in, because the maximum something can crash is 100%. And shorts have a funny way of just always being squeezed out, always being liquidated, because usually the house, right? Like BitMEX will see all the short interest coming in and they'll just liquidate everybody. They'll just go mega long. Some whale can just see, oh, look, there's, millions of dollars of short interest. One button, going to squeeze you guys out and you're all wrecked. So it's a whale's game. It's a game for people that have more money than you, that have more information than you. They've been trading at prop shops for years. You're not going to be a day trader success as a retail guy, not even in crypto, right? Just hold for the long term, guys. But nobody wants to hear that, right? Nobody wants to hear that. Do you think it's still possible that PulseX reaches 2 cents? I don't think that's realistic. I don't think it's realistic for PulseX to reach 2 cents. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Now, I think it could be like 0.2 cents maybe, but 2 cents is by 2025. My answer is going to be no on that one. I'm just kind of be realistic about that. It can be 2 cents by 2028, maybe 2027, but by 2025, that might be wishful thinking there. I don't think it's going to hit. I mean, PulseChain might hit a penny, maybe, if we do very, very well. And there's no way PulseX is going to be higher than PulseChain. You know what I mean? That's just my take on that. Again, no crystal ball here, but that seems a pretty reasonable thing to say. Matt's course is absolutely fantastic. I have been through it several times. Thank you, Tim Harris. Thank you, Tim. One of my favorite patrons over here, an OG follower since day one. Timothy Harris is a real OG. He says, go get the course. Yeah, look, guys, if you're brand new to crypto, right, it's like you could talk to me on the phone for an hour or two, or you could literally have 30 hours of content, all sequentially ordered with all your links right there for you, all the hand holding. I tell you exactly where to click, what to download, how to have the right mindset, how to think long-term, shiny objects, don't day trade, security, how not to get scammed, how to hold your own keys, not your coins. Then we talk about even like hardware wallets. We talk about crypto 101, all the terminology. Because when new people come into crypto, they think it's like a foreign language, right? So hexpassiveincome.com teaches terminology and really understanding what blockchain terminology and words mean. Because we do, let's face it, if somebody from the outside is coming in, it's like we're speaking a totally different language. And it's really not that hard to understand once you get the words, but it can be intimidating. It can for sure be intimidating. And then of course, after that, we go into, PulseChain, how to be a validator, although it is technical, right? You don't have to be a validator. PulseX, we talk about liquidity providing, all these liquidity stuff, all the different tools, portfolio trackers, how to buy, how to sell, when to buy, when to sell, not literally like buy on December 31st, but, buy the dip, DCA the dips, and take profit, when you're up a lot. Seems obviously way easier said than done. But how to buy, how to sell, how to read a chart, how to read a log chart, simple things that a lot of people just do wrong. Like even, for example, looking at the 15-minute chart is just not a winning strategy, right? But, for the casino people that treat this like a day trading game, that's what they look at. They look at the 1 hour chart, the 15-minute chart, and they just try to, they just chase meme coins. It's the opposite of what I do, guys. I hold long term. That's all I do. Hate to break it to you. Hate to disappoint everybody that wants me to show the hot new meme coins of the day. But, we've got other people for that. Hey, if you like degenning on meme coins, we've got plenty of other people for that on PulseChain. And hey, they know the game they're playing. I know the game I'm playing. But then, of course, back to Hex Passive Income, we talk about the staking ladder strategy, which is similar to a CD ladder in the real world. Just making multiple stakes, trying to time when the bull or bear market might be. Obviously, you don't get it perfect. I mean, I've got stakes expiring, I've had stakes expiring all through 2023. Not the best year for crypto. So obviously I'm down on my money on those, but I just most of the time restake those unless there's somewhere else, like, oh, maybe I'll stake some in the Fame protocol or whatever, or maybe I'll liquidity farm with some of it. But for the most part, I don't like selling in the bear markets, guys. That's when I kind of like buying. So I've been buying for the last 4 or 5 months, like pretty hard. I mean, ever since that big dip, So you can get a better deal now on PulseChain and PulseX than you could have gotten in the sacrifice phase. Everybody was so worried about missing the sacrifice phase. Where are all those people now? You can get discounts 50, 60% off. Well, PulseChain, you got 30% off sacrifice prices, maybe 40% off. But there was so much commotion about people. Oh, I missed the sacrifice. How do I get in? Now's your chance, guys. I mean, I was the one saying, hey, you can always get in after the launch. Usually new coins have a dip. Now, I didn't foresee the SEC thing coming up, obviously, but I don't think anybody did. And that just made the dip even harder for people to buy even more. So all these people that wanted to, get into PulseChain that missed the sacrifice phase, now is your chance. But then a lot of those same people, it's crickets now because they're scared. And it's like, well, and I don't know if you were a good fit for a long-term holding and actually believing in the coin anyway, right? Like if you dipped, I mean, here's your dip. Right, here's your dip. So let's see. I'd be extremely happy if it does. What are we talking about in the chat here? Oh, guys, crap! My battery is about to die, so I'm gonna call it a day. Gonna call it a day, guys. Hexpassiveincome.com if you want to. You don't have to. Hexpassiveincome.com and prepare for the bull market, guys. Prepare for the bull. It might not be as long as we want. It might not be long and hard and strong like we all wish it was. But the bull market could come, and it could be awesome. So prepare yourself. Like, subscribe, share, leave a video, leave a comment. Share the video, leave a comment. It all helps the algorithm go viral. Helps PulseChain, helps PulseX. And yeah, guys, it's been a real pleasure. We're going to keep getting better at this streaming stuff, aren't we? We're going to keep improving every single day. 5,555 days. I'll be here 15 years, guys. 15 years. You guys are awesome. Hey, you made it this far, right? You made it this far, so congrats to everybody out there for even surviving. It's a game of attrition, right? And you survived this long, so you deserve all the gains coming to you. Make sure to take some profit, though, because that Richard Hart, he's got some dark, dark predictions. If we do get a pump, maybe in late 24, consider pulling enough off the table that you could potentially buy back in at a black swan type of dip. So not financial advice, of course, not financial advice. I mean, we're all just guessing at the end of the day. Anyone that claims they know where the market is going is lying, but let's take what Richard Hart says with a little bit of importance, because he's been right a lot, that guy. Cheers, Archie. Cheers, DGen Moonboy. Cheers, Caitlin's channel, and Timothy Harris, and everybody else.